Representing Van City through the combo. Real talk, real shit, keeping it a hundo. Wrestle with the facts, that's that. Covering the local artists. Like who be stepping up, putting in work, going the hardest. Hot takes and debates, hot cakes in your plate. Serve it fresh like your breakfast, cause man's got the methods and history of boxing and mysteries unlocking. British Columbia with no filtering the talking. And in this rainforest we got ample plants. Flourishing with life, it ain't happenstance. Tune in for the benefits like cash advances. You are now listening to Samp&Chance.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Samp&Chance Wrestling. I'm your host, Bobby Sampson. Joined as always, my man in the Coors Light shirt, Mr. Chance Michaels. Chance, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. Yourself?
Can't complain. A very, very busy weekend of boxing, I guess. Not so much wrestling this weekend. Actually, no, there is. And you know why I say it that way, Chance, is because we kind of dropped the ball on the show last week. We completely forgot to talk about AEW's Redemption 2026, the show in Montreal of all places, Chance Michaels. Now, what do we say for ourselves? Was it a World Cup hangover? Was it just the summertime, busy with the kids? Did we just forget? Like, I forgot, you forgot. A lot of people forgot.
I would say just us being lazy. Simple as that. No excuses. It was just lazy prep, lazy work, and I don't like doing that. And that's all what it was. Basically, we should have hit that one in the head. But saying that, we'll move forward, do better next time, which is now, and review it.
100%. So listen, I mean, I'm going to start off with it this way, okay? And I said this to you over the weekend. The matches were good, as expected, but the show was stale. And, you know, the crowd was good. Everything was good. But when I say stale, everything seemed too predictable in terms of movesets, the things that made me go, ooh, ah, you know what I mean? Like, it just kind of like, everything just seemed sequenced. It seems like a Macho Man scripted interaction in the ring. You know when the BTS triggers are going to come, then they're going to be followed up by this move. They're going to do this, right? Even watching, you know, like Omega and whatnot, like those are cool moves, man, but they're stale now. The only match that had me intrigued was the most gruesome match of the night was Jericho and Ciampa. Your thoughts, man? Sorry,
I'll say one thing. I got to give Tony Khan a lot of credit. Because we said last show, we're going to do Kenny Omega and Ospreay are both faces. And then we're going to do Punk and Reigns as face. And then we're going to do, Punk and Cody as face and Roman and Seth as faces. And that just goes to show you how clueless those two guys are, Khan and Triple H. But in Montreal, of all places, Tony Khan turned Kenny Omega heel, which I'll give him credit for. Crowd was into it. It was a good match. The Jericho match was good. I didn't like the drill thing. It was okay, but I like how Jericho's trying to reinvent himself again, the Painkiller. I thought the best match of the night was Fletcher and Bandito. The problem with Fletcher, he's got no character, he's got no charisma, but he's one of the best workers in the business constantly. So good for Tony Khan for turning Kenny Omega heel. I think he realizes hearing a lot of Tony Khan watches these online shows and he takes the feedback. So he realized, hey, if WWE's doing all this, we got to do something different. So now we can say, wait a minute, because you weren't sure if Ospreay was going to stay with Death Riders, but he's not. So now we know Omega's a heel. So at least we can have Omega the heel, Ospreay the face. And when Ospreay wins a belt in Wembley, it's going to be that much more special because he's going to beat bad guy Omega. The problem with Omega, he's not a natural heel. He's not a natural jerk, but he's trying. So good for Tony Khan.
Okay. So that being said, do you think Omega's a heel though? I don't know though, man, because
they're saying.
Well, that's what they were saying about Ospreay too. We'll see on Wednesday.
No. Omega's officially turned. He's the heel now.
He is the turn. He is a heel. Okay, well, let's see. Let's see what kind of heel he is.
And also, because at the end of the match, Ospreay didn't grab the chair and start hitting him. He went against Death Riders. So Ospreay's done with the Death Riders.
Yeah, he didn't use a plastic bag. He didn't use a plastic bag. Okay, let's see what they do with that.
So, hey, man, that's one up on Tony Khan over Triple H. Triple H still hasn't turned any of those four big guys heel yet.
Yeah, but that still leaves my question hanging there, buddy.
I don't think it's stale because that's not what Tony Khan's going for. So the people that watch
overall, the show is stale. I'm not just saying that particular segment is stale. I'm just saying, like, when I'm watching it, yeah, it's good, but it's not it's not making me want, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, I'm watching it.
But the
It's
people
good.
that love AEW are loving it. They're saying this is an amazing pay-per-view. They're all over it. The Fletcher Bandito match. What other match stood out there? The Andrade match when the belt, he was working hard.
It was good. I mean,
So,
and
and
also
Tony Khan actually said in the press conference, that post conference, said, I cut the show time down, and he moved it up an hour. So he moved started the show up an hour and still finished at the same time. So he only had 10 matches. Usually he has 12 to 14. So he's listening a little bit. He's cutting the show a little bit. Still too long, still 4 hours. Under 4, but he's trying. Like, he's doing some of the right moves. Like, he's willing to listen at least. He's a super cool guy. So overall, yeah, that's what you expect from AEW pay-per-view. You're going to see a lot of blood, a lot of gruesome, hardcore stuff, and some flippy-floppy stuff. But you will see some good things. Omega went heel. Andrade got the belt. So
also, Willow Nightingale became your new AEW Women's World Champion, the first Grand Slam champion of that company with all the women.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
she's won every belt that they've had, man. Congratulations to her. I didn't see that one coming, though. I'll be honest. That was a surprise. I thought Tekla would still be holding on to it, but they have a lot of faith in Willow Nightingale. Now, when you look at Willow Nightingale, with all due respect, and this is a touchy subject, we talk about, Sami Zayn's and Kevin Owens. In the world of women's wrestling, does that apply, or is that something we can't talk about?
Not as much. No, it does apply, but not as much. Not like the Sammys. Not in the men. You can shame the men a little bit more than you can the women. It's a little bit, it doesn't really apply. I know what you mean by that, though.
But do you think that's a positive, though, that helps young girls and stuff who may have perhaps body issues and things as such, to say, hey, anything's possible?
Yeah, it does. I mean, you can say the same thing about men when we put down. Why do when I put down?
But it's so different, though. Like, when we talk about women, it's in that context, it's in that vibe, it's in that vein. Mm-hmm. But with dudes, it's like, you're fat. You fucking go to the gym. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I know.
We don't have that positive body positive thing for men.
Mm-hmm. No, not really.
All right, listen, look, it was a good show. Like I said, I'm not shitting on the show at all. Okay, my only point of that what I was trying to say is just like, when I watch AEW now, it's just like I just already know what to expect. Whereas in the past, I didn't. Was what made it special for me. Whereas in WWE, the entertainment still makes me pop. And because the matches aren't so structured as they are over in AEW land, you still get that moment where you go, oh, okay, that was cool. You know what I mean?
I think the best quote I've ever said in the last 4 to 5 years, and I put it on X, I'm going to keep saying it. It just came to me one day, and this is the truth. And if you don't believe me, people, just go watch the shows. Tony Khan books the matches he wants to see. Triple H books the matches he wants to see. Vince McMahon booked the matches that people want to see.
Yeah,
that's the best way to sum these guys up. These are fanboys. Fanboys nerding out over.
But I'm talking about the actual talent, bro.
No, I know
what they're actually doing in the ring, right? Like,
well, because that's what I'm saying. Tony Khan lets them do what they want.
Right. But Tony Khan, Triple H, Vince McMahon would give the direction. It's up to the guys in the ring to produce the product, right?
No, I agree with you. But what I'm
saying is the product that they're producing just seems to be the same bloody repetitious match over and over again. Just change the opponent.
But that's what Tony Khan wants to see. This is my point. That's what he loves. He grew up nerding out on wrestling. Triple H, same way. He's got an obsession with Dusty Rhodes, so Cody Rhodes is always having the belt. So that's a problem. You can't have guys like that in charge of your booking, because both shows, and we'll get to Raw in a second, how bad that was. But both shows they need help. Those guys, they need help. So,
all right, so let us move on to Raw. We have SummerSlam this weekend from Minneapolis, a 2-night event. I think it should only be one, but they're making it a 2-night event. Ticket sales are down. They're not doing as well as they would want to. That's just another extension. I mean, I don't know. We're going to go blue in the face talking about it because it keeps coming back to the same thing. The product isn't great, and the ticket prices are just too bloody high, man. They're pricing everyone out, and they're not giving a reason for people to want to pay $1,700 to $2,500 for a nosebleed ticket.
Yep.
So, I mean, just that summed up right there and then. We'll get into it a bit more, but let's talk about Raw. I'll be honest, man. I think go-homes are a thing of the past. I used to be excited for go-home shows because they set up the pay-per-view, got you excited, and McMahon was great at doing that.
Oh, yeah.
He truly was, okay? Better than anyone else. You knew Monday Night Raw? Oh, shit, It's go-home Raw. right? I mean, you want to talk about Subway and Monday Night Raw? That was Subway and Monday Night Raw for me, man. The go home shows in the past few years, the go home show has not been the go home show. It makes me leaving, it almost leaves me wondering like what the hell's going on, But that being said, this was an okay go home show. I know there's a lot of critics out there. A lot of people are shitting on it, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I will say the only segment that I would shit on, and the one that I was kind of looking forward to, was the sing along, with Danhausen and stuff. And it started off cool enough. It had me chuckling. But then when they went into that 5-minute Congo line and all that other stuff that wasn't unnecessary, if you were going to bring in Ryan Garcia, and this is really cool for us because of the boxing aspect of what we do as well, to see Garcia there, embracing Zuffa, even though he's not a Zuffa guy yet, that's a different show completely. Being the complete heel, I thought he would have been a better looking heel with the vision. Coming up with Logan and those guys are doing something there, opposed to doing something with Dominic and JD. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
I'll tell you exactly why they fit in with those guys. Size, look at the size. Garcia's a small little guy. All these guys are small little runts. Logan's big, Austin's big, Braun's big. It wouldn't have worked. So I think they went that way. And I don't think they thought Garcia's good enough to hang with the division. But who knows what the theory was. Here's the thing. So we start off Raw. Why the heck did they waste all that money and labor? It's like, I just bang my head. I'm telling you guys, Triple H has CP. Like, this guy is out to lunch. If you listen to him talk and move, like, he involved himself in all the big stories. Why is he out there yesterday? I have no idea. Anyways, they construct the Hell in the Cell for what? He put all those hours in to build that thing, host it up, bring it down, just for Brock to lock him in there. So the thing is, so you see the Hell in the Cell on Raw with no match. So why is it special again to see it in SummerSlam? It's not. Like, I know what they were trying to do, like give us a little tease what's going to happen, but you don't need to bring the cell down. It's a waste of time, waste of money. It's okay doing the weigh-in. I don't mind doing that kind of like big fight feel. I understand that. Terrible to do the Hell in the Cell thing like that. Just terrible stuff.
I think they were trying to engage people like, oh crap, look how cool this looks, blah blah blah. I know what you're saying, and I understand what they were doing as well. Maybe it worked, maybe it didn't. We'll see how the numbers play out, in terms of people who tune in on Saturday to see the fight. Which they're going Saturday, right? Yeah, they're going Saturday. They probably opened the show. You know how Brock is, he likes to finish up and go home early. The one story that's really got me going on Raw right now, and I really am enjoying it, and ironically enough, it's a story that I didn't think I'd be interested in, is the Vision and the Alpha Academy and just what they're doing to Otis. I mean, that chair shot by Theory last night, man. Wow. Like, the cameras either had the right angle to make it look as good as it did, or Theory and Otis just hit it on the mark. You know what I mean? I think it's a combination of the two.
It's all above, yeah.
But that story is really, really good, man. I'm really enjoying that. I think the story is pretty much done. I don't know. Like, I keep waiting for Chad Gable to come run down and help these guys. But, there's no one coming to help them. And just week after week. And that's what I like about the story. It's you're getting to the point like, okay, when are they going to get their revenge? You know what I mean? That's that kind of good story.
They'll get the belt. They'll take the belts off of Austin and Braun pretty soon here. And then Braun's going to go sideways.
Yeah, maybe. I think it's time, and we're going to get into that here right now. Why don't we talk about it? You noticed something with Braun Breaker last night.
If you watch Unreal, you can tell that. Yeah, if you watch Unreal, you can tell Braun's a little disgruntled, and I get it. Why he is. He's not even on SummerSlam, which to me is outrageous. We'll get into that in a second. So if you watch him yesterday, his punches were weak. They weren't hard hitting like he usually does. He was phoning it in a little bit. You can tell he's frustrated with the creative. Because I've never seen him do that before. And then now he's not on SummerSlam, seeing him on Real, it all ties in what he's doing. Which he's showing a bad attitude. You always give your best out there. I don't respect that about Braun, kind of phoning it in. I guess he's pissed off. He's not on SummerSlam. And,
okay, look, I'm not going to disagree with you. Yes, he should be. But let's just also keep in mind, he's only 1 or 2 years in. Okay, and that taking nothing away from his talent. He is the future. He is everything that we say that he's going to be. I believe that. I still do believe that. But you have to kind of just be patient, man. I mean, if you know anything about wrestling, things take time sometimes, right? Like, I mean, I can understand his frustration, and I like to equate that to passion because he wants it that bad, and I like to believe that that's where it's at. I don't like, guys stepping out of the line that way. That's not cool.
Mm.
It breaks morale in the locker room for everyone else. But yeah, like I said, man, I think Braun Breaker will only start finding success once he leaves a group. He needs to be alone. He needs to run alone. Maybe have a manager or something, but run
Well,
alone.
there's a couple things to what you said there. So number one, 1 or 2 years, it doesn't matter how long he's been there. The guy's a star. He should be. He's not a huge star, but he should be out there. You got old man Punk. You got Trick Williams. He's been around longer than Trick Williams. Trick Williams is on the card. So he's pissed people off backstage. We can kind of see that now with his attitude, right? Here's the thing: he's not Braun Breaker. He's this freaking Steiner. He didn't change his name, bring him back up. And the problem with Braun, he's super strong and fast, but he's kind of in the middle. He's not a really big guy. He's muscular, but he's not like a Brock Lesnar or like freak. But he's kind of hard because he's kind of right in that middle.
Kind of like a Pac.
Yeah, it's sort of like that. But the thing is like you got to get him on SummerSlam. Then how can you not have, like you just said it, the best story in Raw right now is the Division. How are the Division not on SummerSlam? Like, so that to me, like, you got a young thoroughbred in Theory, you got a young thoroughbred in Braun, two of your best athletes in the whole company, top 5 or 6 best athletes. Not even on the sniff in the card. And this is what I'm saying. They can't create new stars. We're seeing the same old guys. Every guy that we see in the main event is people that Vince McMahon made. Triple H hasn't created one of these stars. He's using Vince's guys, doing it his writing way, but he hasn't made any of these guys. No Triple H or Shawn guys is headlining anything at SummerSlam. It's all Vince.
No, Sunday night, Reigns and Seth. They're Triple H guys and Shawn guys.
They came in and see McMahon created the Shield. McMahon made these guys. These are McMahon guys. So that's what I'm saying.
The Shield was created in NXT, I believe.
I don't know wherever it was created. McMahon made these guys, right? I was saying, so like Triple H hasn't, since he's taken creative, hasn't had one of his guys that he's supposed to make has not headlined anything.
No, I disagree, man. Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns are Triple H guys.
No, how?
He's the one who brought them up.
Well, that's like saying El Phantasmo and Kyle Roddy are Scotty Mack guys. They're not. He didn't make them. He may have trained them. They didn't make them. McMahon made these guys stars. Triple H guys made to help them along the way. These are McMahon guys. The last 3 years of Triple H taking over, that's how you tell who are his guys. He doesn't have anybody on the marquee. We'll give him Obafemi maybe. That's it. He's not able to create these guys. He doesn't see it. And the thing is, he drags the young guys out for too long, and he uses the old guys. You got to give these young guys like Braun and Theory a chance. They don't make it good to step them off the show, but you got to give them a shot, guys. You can't just keep the old guys all the time.
But I think it's balance. Well, like I said, maybe when you look at Trick Williams, the guy's over with everyone. But and then that's why he's probably on the card is because, like you said, you got to put the people out there that are going to engage you into the thing. Mm-hmm. Yep. Unfortunately, Breaker doesn't engage people yet, and that's just the fact. Like, it's if he's not bringing people in,
we don't know. We can't. It's hard to say because nothing sells out anymore, and the ratings are crap. So we can say, is it because of CM Punk or Cody Rhodes? Is it because of Braun? Like, we don't really know. It's a combination of all of this. But the problem is that there's no real storylines right now, except for the whole Vision thing. Other than that, it's just they don't. We got 4 faces having pay-per-view match. They expect us to invest in this. Well, guys, come on, give us something. Cody turn, Punk turn, somebody do something.
Well, maybe that's what's going to happen here. Like, let's find out. We still have one SmackDown to go. Maybe we'll see something happen there. But let's get into the pay-per-view. Let's talk about the 2 nights. Let's make our predictions. And, let's move on from there. All right, so Saturday night, we're looking at, and this is in no particular order. Who knows how it's going to play out? I'm just going to run it down this way. CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes, face versus face is what you're saying, but tension is kind of building there. We're seeing the asshole CM Punk emerging in terms of his comments and stuff like that. Cody, to me, looks like a crybaby now because you hit me in the head with the belt. If I'm a fan, I'm leaning more towards Punk because I don't care for Cody's attitude. And the fact that Cody needs the belt again, it's kind of like that. You've already held it 2 times. You've held it for so long. Kind of move on. I appreciate that story. That being said, I think Punk's going to hold on to him, man.
Yeah. Punk's going to win. Cody's had the belt lots. It'll be a decent match. The problem is old man Punk is the biggest hypocrite we've ever seen in wrestling. He complains about Triple H and Hogan and Cena holding the young guys down, holding belts in their 40s. He's doing the exact same thing that he said he hated and despised. I don't know how anybody can be a fan of this guy. Hey, he's not bad in the ring. Just a crappy person all around. But yeah, Punk's gonna get the belt, and it should be a good match.
All right, let's move on. Hell in the Cell, Oba Femi, Brock Lesnar. I mean, we've been talking about this for a while. It's been in the headlines for months. This is probably the last match for Brock Lesnar. This is his retirement match. I think it's going to be real brutal. It's going to go, this way and that way. But at the end of the day, I think Oba wins, man. He pulls it out.
Hard to say if it's going to be Brock's last match. You never know, right? He retired, came back. Again, bad storyline. Maybe Brock did that on his own. They had no idea, so I can't blame them. But yeah, Oba's going to win. He's going to get the rubber match up. Is it Brock's last match in Minnesota? He doesn't even live there anymore. So who knows? We'll see. But Oba's going to get the belt. It's going to be a 5-minute. You're going to see some suplexes, throw him in the cage.
I really feel at the end of the day, when I look at this card in whole, you kind of get a feel for, is this going to be a heel card? Is this going to be a face? You know what I mean? In terms of the energy, I think this is going to be a feel-good pay-per-view, man. I have a feeling.
I don't even think they even know who's going to win half the time. They show up the night before, to be honest.
Women's World Championship match, Liv Morgan versus Io Sky. I'll be honest, man, these girls have looked really good in the lead up to this. Last night as well, the back and forth, the attacks, it's kind of hard. It's up in the air. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go Io.
Yeah, this one's 50-50, man. I mean,
it could go either way, right? I mean, I think it's going to go Io here. I think she just pulls it out.
This one I'm not really sure about, man. It's 50-50. Again, it's hard to figure these guys out what they're thinking backstage, but probably right. I'd probably have to go with Io Sky on this one, but hopefully it's a good match.
So who do you pick?
I'll go with the Sky.
Okay. Gunther, Nick Aldis, man. Here we go.
Poor Gunther. What a fall from grace, eh? Him and Dirty Dom, they just fell down the mountain. Like Dom was the hottest heel in wrestling right now. 8 months ago, now he's a mid-carder at best.
Well, maybe mid-carder in WWE, but I mean, he's doing his shit down in Mexico, man. That's where most of his time is.
That's irrelevant. This is a WWE show, right?
Okay, so anyways.
That's like saying Josh Allen played for the BC Lions as NFL. I don't really care for this match. I don't think that maybe Nick Aldis is going to have a great match, even though I'll be eating my words. I hope I do. Why is he on SummerSlam when Braun and Austin Theory guys are not on SummerSlam? We don't need Nick Aldis versus Gunther. It's a meaningless match. Might be a good match. I feel bad for Gunther, legend killer. Now he's fighting the general manager.
I think the story fits. Everything fits. I mean, you know why they're in the ring together. You know what it's all about. So from that perspective, I think it works.
You can say that about any match in any show. There's always some sort of story, even AEW, even it's a ridiculous, minuscule story. Yeah, there's a little bit of a story, but it's a meaningless story. Nobody's invested in it. I don't understand why we got to see Nick Aldis here. You have so much young talent you're not putting on the show. Carmelo Hayes is not on here. Braun Breaker is on here. Austin Theory. We can go on and on. So this could have been a SmackDown or match. I don't think this is needed to be seen. In saying that, it might be a good match, but I think Aldis will beat him.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go Gunther. I just think, I mean, if that way, at least that way you got him still doing what he's supposed to do. It's so I want to go with Gunther myself. 6-man tag team match as well. We have here on Saturday, LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, Royce Keys versus Jacob Fatu and the Uso brothers. I don't think this is going to conclude anything, but I am going to give this to the Usos and Jacob.
Yeah, this one's hard to call. I got to give Solo credit. He's doing some good work here.
He is.
To me, this is not, again, this is like a SmackDown Raw match. Just throw it together to get these guys on SummerSlam. But I'm going to actually go with Solo. I think Solo and Company are going to take it just because Solo's doing some really good stuff right now on the mic and good character work. So I think they're going to award him for that.
Fair enough. Pardon me. I almost feel that maybe someone could turn in this one. Who knows?
Maybe.
Possibly. All right, let's move on. And that's I'm sorry, there's one more here. We also have another 6-woman tag team match here, the Bella Twins with Paige against Fatal Influence here. This is probably the only match that I'm not interested in, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just kind of thrown together, came out of nowhere. Bella, Nikki's back. I don't know. I don't feel anything here, man.
Well, there's nothing here. I just think you said it's just a match thrown together, Tony Khan style, just to have a match, get these people on the card. I think Fatal Influence are going to take it just because.
Well, they should.
What's that?
They should. If you're building them up,
the Bella Twins take it. They don't need it. Fatal Influence needs it more. Bellaton's already started outside of the ring. They got a popular reality show, and they've had all that. So I think Fatal Influence takes it.
Yeah, 100%. All right, Sunday night, here we go. Let's start from here. Undisputed WWE Championship #1 contender match. Again, Sami Zayn, Finn Balor, great guys, everything, but this could have been done on SmackDown.
Yeah, the first thing I think when I hear this match, why? Why is he back in the #1 contender match again? Finn Balor's going to win this match, by the way.
I hope he does. He deserves it.
Because I could tell you, Sammy's going to go all the way to the bottom here, and he was going to win the belt in Saudi Arabia. Then a big story about it. Basically, the Daniel Bryan, Cody Rhodes crybaby story is going to come up with it. But yeah, Finn Balor's going to win this match. Sammy, they're going to bring him down to the bottom.
So Sammy wins Royal Rumble?
Maybe.
Right? All right. United States Championship match. Trick Williams versus Baron Corbin. Here's an interesting one because Baron came out, but we haven't really seen him since. You know what I mean? Like, it's just we haven't really heard him talk and everything. And I wish we got.
Well, he was out on SmackDown there punching around.
No. But I feel like I wish we had a little bit more with Baron. You know, like just to build him up a little bit more. Like, this is a tough one to call. Does Trick lose now to keep Baron hot? Like, you know what I mean? This is a weird one because if you take it off Trick, it should, Baron should win this, is what I'm basically saying, to keep him going. You take it off of him, then you're just throwing him to obscurity.
Yeah, this is a tough one because, he's so big and strong. He's one of the few legit athletes that he has, as far as, like, besides him and Lesnar, guys that can actually really fight in real life. Golden Gloves boxer, Jiu-Jitsu black belt, he does it all.
Yeah.
Trick is young. It's hard to say, man. I mean, I think Trick's going to keep it just because he's the crowd. He's over the crowd. I mean, does it really matter for Baron? It depends what they're going to do.
Yeah, it does. It does. Maybe if he had been back for 2 years, maybe not. The fact that he's only been back for less than 3 weeks, it makes all the difference in the world. It's almost like saying, we talk about it with other guys. Like, okay, then why do you bring him back if you're not going to do anything with him?
Well, I think with Baron is more of a gatekeeper. Like, it depends. If he loses the match, what program are you going to have with him next? He's going to keep beating up like Carmelo Hayes and all these kind of guys. You're going to keep him hot and strong.
You can move. Okay, so say Trick loses, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Baron wins. He can go into program with Zack Ryder. He can go into a program with Carmelo Hayes, right? Carmelo Hayes and Baron Corbin would be great.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He can work with him, elevate him, bring him up, blah, blah, blah. What we're talking about. Trick, I think he's ready to start moving up that ladder. We want to move up some of these younger guys. If he's got the crowd behind him, he's, everyone, you go, like you saw it in March Madness, man.
Mm-hmm.
People whoop that Trick, in all the stadiums and everything. So he's definitely got that going on for him. Old man Punk, as you say, wins. Trick Williams hops in there.
But you can't have Trick lose a title match and then all of a sudden, like, lose US belt and all of a sudden go up to fight with the big guys.
No, well, why not? You've seen it before. I've seen
That's
it
what,
before.
That's what I'm saying. Like, wins and losses don't really mean much in wrestling.
No, I get that. But you have Baron lose, you take all that steam off of him. That's all I'm saying. It's too early for him to lose.
You could say you take the steam off of Trick a little bit too by losing, right? Then you want Trick coming out there with his belt on SmackDown, gloating, dancing around.
No, Trick comes out and attacks fucking Punk with the kendo stick from behind. That's what I would rather see. Yeah. I'm just saying, I think Baron needs this win more to keep the character. I'm not saying him per se. I think the character, the story, just the fact that you brought him back with, hey, look, you brought Baron Corbin back without anybody even knowing.
Mm-hmm.
So don't you want to keep that going strong? What you did there is something that's really hard to do in wrestling nowadays, right? Keeping a secret. So the fact that you kept a secret.
Or what he does is he loses the Trick and he just goes lone wolf spot. He just comes out and starts beating up everybody because
he's already doing that lone wolf. Like, his new nickname is.
No, I know that's what I mean. So like he can still lose as long as you bring him right on SmackDown. He starts beating up Carmelo Hayes and all these guys. So it can go either way. I hope Baron wins. I'm actually glad he's back because it actually legitimizes some of this roster. So
yeah, okay. So this one I thought should have been on night one, or the Trick Williams one should have been on night one. I don't know why we're getting both of these on Sunday night. They're really investing heavily into Sunday night. They're doing like WrestleMania, where night 2 is the actual show. You know what I mean? And we can see that already because, I mean, outside of the first match that we just talked about with Sammy and whatnot, now we're getting into all these title matches here. I mean, this is all title matches if you look at night 2. Trick Williams, Baron Corbin. Now we move on to Penta, Chad Gable. I think it's a far gone conclusion. Chad should win this at home. This is that redemption story. This
Chad's
is
winning
that,
for sure.
right? And this is, we were talking about, oh, they weren't using him properly after the whole AAA thing and everything. Well, maybe this is what they were building him up to, for this moment to win the Intercontinental title. I like how Chad's saying it. I don't need the title anymore because, it's just that evolution and the psychology in his own mind. I like where this is going. I hope he wins it. And then I hope he goes and helps the Alpha Academy because I'm starting to feel bad for Otis and Tozawa, man.
You know what people think about Chad Gable and Braun Breaker? They're never going to quite get to Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle status. No, don't get me wrong. They're not those kind of athletes. Well, Chad Gable's an amazing amateur wrestler. The reason is this is a little bit small. Angle is bigger. Brock Lesnar is way bigger than Braun, right? So I think that's what's kind of like why they never get quite up to that level because they're playing. Like you could say he's Kurt Angle's son. You could say Brock Lesnar is Braun.
They had that. They
don't quite have that.
Yeah. No, they had that option with Gable too. You know what I mean? But they went with Jordan instead, which was really weird. All right. I think we're both in conclusion. I think I think this might be one of the matches of the weekend.
Depending honestly, how much time they give them, what they allow them to do.
Oh, what these two guys can do together is just pure skill, man. It's gonna be fun.
This match here is AEW style. This is gonna be an AEW match.
In a way, but WWE style. It should be fun. All right, let's move on here. And this is something I'm not a fan of, and I think this has TKO written all over it. I'm not gonna point fingers to Triple H. Do we really need a women's interim championship while Rhea Ripley heals up? So we're getting a ladder match for an interim SmackDown Women's Championship. Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill versus Charlotte Flair versus Chelsea Green. And I guess on SmackDown this week, we will find out who the last person is going to be. Interim title, dude? It's very UFC.
Yeah, well, you know what? I hope TKO steps in and starts doing more because we obviously see when Triple H gets the reins how crappy it can be. So I can't say if this is Triple H or TKO. We don't know. But he needs a lot of help. So if they're the ones that paying the bills, they need to help this guy because he's out.
But dude, he's you
this is the thing. We can't
hold on. But you're one of those people who talks about too many titles. This is another useless title.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying this is going to be. I'm saying I hope they keep stepping in. It's their money. It's their product. This is just a guy. He's invested. He doesn't invest his money in this product. Ari does. Ari put his own money into this. Triple H pays nothing. He gets paid. So what I'm saying is we can't always just say to defend Triple H. A bad idea is TKO and a good idea is Triple H. Well, it doesn't work that way. Either all the bad ideas are Triple H and all the good ideas are him, or it's TKO. Right? We can't play this way. That's being disingenuous. So I don't know who set this match up. I don't like
it. That's disingenuous when you blame everything on Triple H and
because we're told that he tells us I'm in charge. Paul Heyman says he gets full control. Cody Rhodes says he gets full control. Bruce Pritchard says it. Doc Hayes says it. Everybody tells you he's the boss. He calls the shots. He puts himself in all of these matches. So we can't just say bad ideas are TKO, good ideas are Triple H because that's covering for him. I don't know who wrote this match. I don't like the interim title. In saying that, I think Chelsea Green will win. But I don't like it. I mean, Rhea should just give up the belt and have a match. Whoever wins gets the belt. Rhea can't go.
I'm just saying it just comes out of nowhere, right? Because I mean, if that's the case, then you could, what's her name? Naomi should have had an interim title after her. Because she never lost the title, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the same could be said about Seth Rollins for crying out loud. I mean, by all accounts, Roman Reigns is the interim champion.
Yep. We're watching Tony Khan and Triple H. Some people, I don't know. I didn't really do a lot of research on it for next show. A lot of people are saying this last year of wrestling, like just the last year, has been the worst. In AEW, people, a lot of the big boys are saying the worst year of wrestling we've ever seen. And they started telling the Cena stuff. We started seeing the Brock retiring, and then he's back. All the stuff Tony Khan does, and it's a ship of fools with no captain.
Well, I guess we have too many ships out there with too many fools with no captains, man. I mean, it's just not one ship; it's a few of them. All right,
yeah, AEW for sure, absolutely.
If someone hears us talk, they probably think, "Why the fuck do these guys even watch wrestling?"
And I'm so glad you brought that up. Thank you for saying that. There's like 50,000 wrestling podcasts out there, right? And I would say only a handful of them actually tell the truth. Most guys get on here and BS you, say, I love wrestling. Wrestling is good. So that doesn't mean anything. The only guys that tell the truth, you're going to have good things to say and bad things to say. And if you don't have it that way, you're not watching the show, because nobody can sit there for 3 hours and say Raw was good. If you're saying that, you're a little kid or you're bullshitting. You're bullshitting your audience because you want to cover up. I love Shawn Michaels. He's not creative. He's just not. It's one of my all-time favorites.
So while we're talking about that in that vein, let's talk about Rusev really quickly here before we get into the last match.
Yeah.
Last week when he came out, I noticed like, okay, his little hop and skip and jump thing, that just does not look menacing at all.
I don't know why he's doing that.
Okay, but he's always done that. And then, like, that doesn't deserve fireworks or an explosion. I'm sorry. Like, it doesn't look menacing at all. It just looks like he's playing hopscotch. That's just my take on it. I didn't get to talk to you about that.
I'm not sure why they brought him back.
Well, I don't either, because when I watched him last night, he looked so angry, so menacing, and there's no way you always talk about believable, right?
Yeah.
Tell me what was believable about, the old OG or whatever, the new OG. This guy's what, 125 pounds?
Yeah, I know.
Literally, like, I mean, dude, there's no way. I've not seen anyone break out of, the camel clutch that he does to be able to pull himself to the ring. Anatomically, that's impossible from that position to do it. I know it's wrestling, but what are you doing to Rusev? You're killing him. You're literally making him what I said that you were making him. He's Ethan Page's lackey. He truly is.
No, I know he is. I don't know what's going on. They got to make him menacing. He's a tough guy like Baron Corbin.
Which is why I'm pushing the gun on Baron Corbin. This is where that was coming from. Because I look at Baron Corbin, he's in the same place, man.
Yep, he is.
Like, he literally is in the same place as Rusev is. And unfortunately, in the beginning of next week, we're going to see the same thing happen with Big Cass. Okay, they're bringing him back.
Yep.
So, from the perspective, that's why I'm saying Baron needs this title to keep him strong.
No, it's fair. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I hope he wins. I'm a big fan of Baron, so I wouldn't mind seeing it.
All right, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. Look, dude, this buildup has been really good. The storyline's been amazing. These two dudes have killed it in their promos. Even last night, both of them killed it. But last night I probably give it to Seth in terms of delivery, in terms of content, in terms of how he turned the tables. He really made Roman face his own demons to a certain extent. This is going to be a fun match. It really, truly is. I think we're going to get something good here, man. I mean, it's not going to be the greatest match in the world, but with the story, I think just with the facial expressions that we're going to get from these guys, the storytelling in the ring is going to be amazing. It may not be, go ahead.
Roman Reigns always tells a good story in the main events, especially. So it's going to be a good match. One of the best matches of the night, probably. He's got good psychology. Seth he's okay, man. Those punches that he throws, God, man, those some of the earliest punches I've ever seen by Seth. But you're right; they're telling a pretty good story right now. I hope no matter who wins, it's probably Roman. We're done with this. I get it, the Shield thing. We've seen these guys so many times. They've only wrestled a couple times, but like this, they've had so many tag matches. I hope whoever wins this, they move on to another program, whoever it may be. I think Roman's going to retain. Still, it's going to be a really good match, though, because, like I said, Roman's a big player. That's why he keeps main eventing all these shows.
Well,
his match with CM Punk was really good.
No, it was. And so, and Seth is one of the best professional wrestlers out there still, so you put them together in that ring, you're going to get something special. That being said, yeah, I probably think Roman's going to win. That's where that redemption story is. I finally beat you, decisively, without a shadow of a doubt. I finally got that victory. I can move on now, and we can move on from that. I think you move on into Brock and Oba then, or Oba and Roman then, or something, right? Where does Seth go?
I don't know if Oba's ready for that yet.
Well, but
he's got the Money in the Bank cash yet. Maybe Oba comes out in SummerSlam and cashes in.
Well, maybe. Well, no, he doesn't have Money in the Bank, and he's already
King of the Ring. Maybe
but he's already relinquished that, right? That's gone. He gave that up in order to do this.
But I think you still keep it though.
No, I don't think you do, dude.
Yeah, you can still use that later. That's what they're saying.
No, I'll look into it. Let's confirm that. I don't think so.
Well, then if that's the case, that's an absolute disgusting, worst booking I've ever seen in my life. The guy literally wins a tournament to fight the champ, and he does it to fight Brock, but you got to be able to use it. It's like Money in the Bank. You don't have to cash it in right away.
Yeah, well, dude, this is why I was telling you, why did he even have the match at that time?
That's what I'm saying.
That was the plan. That's why he gave it up. That's what I'm saying. Why even do it?
Well, he didn't use it right now. He could have used it. He's saving it. He said, I'll wait.
No, he said he'll wait, but there's no official word that he can keep it.
Yeah, but I know. But what I'm saying is that's what they're saying on all the shows and stuff. Like, yeah, why didn't you use it now? He's going to use it later. So the next time he gets into a title match, he'll come out and say, I'm cashing in, or I'm using my King of the Ring #1 contender spot. It's still there. It's not gone.
I don't know. We'll find out. I'm going to look into it. I'm going to look into it. I'll look into it.
100% telling you. 100% guarantee it. Or
all
else,
right, man. I tell you what.
Hold on.
That's the summer.
One thing. 100% it is because it wouldn't have done it that way. They're not that bad. I know what you're saying. Like, he didn't use it, so it's gone. It doesn't go away. It's still there. He will use it against whoever wins in the next few months. But he said, I'm going to go against Lesnar first. I hate him. I will use this later. And they made that very clear. And even Cole and all of them are saying that. So it's definitely going to be used.
He didn't say it in those exact words. Again, I'm not disputing you. I'm not disputing you. What Oba said was that right now I want you. I can take this whenever I want.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. But whatever I want, I took it as like, because I'm the biggest, baddest dude here.
No,
whenever I want the title, I can. Right.
No, it means he can use it out. They even mentioned it.
I have not heard it on the broadcast anywhere, but then again, maybe they put it.
By the way, let's get into the biggest story in wrestling. I'm going to bring this up. So I actually was listening to Raw on Sirius XM yesterday, right? And I've never really listened to wrestling on the radio for a long time. And when you're hearing Michael Cole and Corey Graves on the radio, so the best announcers go live, and a lot of the best announcers are on the radio. Because the purpose of the radio is listen to baseball, hockey, whatever you're listening to. It paints a picture in mind of what's going on. They can tell the best stories. When I was listening to Corey Graves and Michael Cole on the radio, I couldn't get really a vision in my mind because Michael Cole is not a great storyteller. Maybe when you're watching it live, it's better. Corey Graves, I don't think he's got a lot of skill at all. And to test a good announcer, you put it on the radio feed, right? Even if the guys are on TV, you go on Sirius XM and get the radio feed of whatever game you want to listen to. And maybe it could take a while to get used to listening to them on the radio. So I could hear what's going on because I couldn't see it because I was driving. But yeah, Cole he's not a great storyteller.
Okay, so
couldn't grasp me. His voice doesn't draw you in on the radio. Radio voice has got to be bombastic, like a Jim Ross, Vince Scully. Those are radio voices. He doesn't quite have that.
Well, here's the thing. When you and I'm glad you brought that up because when you think about it, when you look at the four major sports, that they do radio broadcasts, hockey, football, soccer, hockey, football, baseball, North American sports, right? Basketball. When you listen to it on the radio, they have two teams. You have the radio team, and then you have your TV team. I believe what WWE needs to figure out is who they're going to use for their radio side, because right now they're basically broadcasting a TV produced, commentary team. So you're getting the commentary from a TV state point of view, whereas radio guys are aware that they're on radio and need to paint that picture. Whereas because you're watching the visual, that's why it probably sounded the way it did.
Well, that's true that you're right in what you're saying, but the thing is the best announcers can do both.
So I appreciate that.
Cole knew he's on Sirius XM because when you guys see all those commercials on TV, he was saying within those commercials, well, in the Sirius XM on so he was well aware of it. He's just not a great storyteller.
Well, and again, it's a new thing. They got to figure it out. But like I said, if I were them, I'd probably get a second set. You know what? Maybe that's where Joe Test can come in and do something there. And in that,
cost, you got to pay for that, right? We'll see what happens. But
yeah,
a lot of people are pissed off at Dave LaGreca because he got his channel taken over. Well, here's how it works, guys. I listen to radio all the time. It's the best people are on radio. The best sports hosts, they take phone calls. They don't hide from their audience. They tell you the truth. The bullshitter guys, they're not on the radio. So everybody's, oh my God, busted open is this, busted open is that. Dave LaGreca didn't have a choice. He was told by Sirius XM, the ratings aren't that great. So you want to keep this salary and keep your gig. We are going to bring on WWE radio. The same thing as you have MLB radio, NBA radio, and etc. All the big boys have their own channel. You can still do your bust open after dark and all your stuff, but Raw, SmackDown, pay-per-views are going to be on the radio. And they'll have a couple WWE shows come in there. So now a lot of people are saying they're not going to talk AEW. They're not going to be honest. You know what I mean? Well, they still are. Nothing's changing. Bully Ray and Dave LaGreca, we're still going to say what we say. We're not told we can't say it. We're just going to have more WWE programming here because they're the big boys.
Yeah, so
they have no choice.
Like you said, they're going to simulcast the shows. And then all their podcasts, the Cody podcast, the Stephanie podcast.
Well, they haven't said which podcasts are coming on.
No, they're all coming on there too.
Oh, that's terrible then.
They're gonna play them on there. They're not gonna be live per se, but they're gonna play those on there as well, right? And that was my question to you when you told me about all this. I said, well, it's gonna be like a Homer radio station, right? Because at least with NBL or NBA, MLB, NHL, NFL, there's 30 plus teams that they all talk about, and they're all impartial because they're talking about their teams. They're not connected to any particular team. No particular team is running the radio station, right? You would get that more in a Canucks radio station if that was the case, or a Habs radio station where it's all focused on just the team. You know, the only concern I would have had with the network, I'm glad LaGreca and those guys are there because they'll keep some, of it impartial.
The only guy on that channel that I find that actually tells the truth and is honest is Bully Ray. David Greca just kisses Triple H's butt all the time. So what are you going to change?
Well, like I said,
you've always been doing that.
Yeah, well, but having a Bully Ray there, then at least to keep things honest.
I listened to Bully last night after Raw for like 5 minutes, and he was exactly the same. He was criticizing Raw. He said that Dan Housen segment is one of the worst segments he's ever seen in his entire life. It's absolutely garbage.
Dude, the first 4 minutes were great. First 4 minutes of it was awesome. I laughing my face off. I thought the lyrics were hilarious. I thought it was funny. But beyond that, man, it just went too long. Yeah.
The problem is that now they're giving us overkill with Danhausen. He's super hilarious. He's super over. But don't give him too much. He's going to get stale quick. Use him how you're using before.
Speaking of which, we forgot one match that I believe is on SummerSlam. Danhausen, I think either against Dominic with Money's on a pole match.
Yeah.
So we got that as well.
Obviously a comedy match. Dominic has fell off from grace and super over heel to bottom, not even mid card. He's below mid card now. I don't know what happened. Maybe he pissed somebody off backstage because he was a hot heel 8 months ago.
Dude, like I said, though, I mean, I know what you're saying. It's WWE. I get that, but he's killing it down in AAA. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's leave it at that. Definitely. All right. You wanted to do a new segment.
Yeah, I want to ask you a couple of questions. It's sort of like, because you're the WWE guy, I don't care about either company. I just call it as I see it. I'm not invested in either one. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. That's where I'm at with it. Maybe 15 years ago, I'd have been like, yeah, a little more WWE pro. But now it's just like, I can't get on here and BS people. That's not right. But I'm going to ask you 3 things about 3 guys. You have to tell me why. It's basically, we'll call it, I don't know, I'll think of a name for the segment, but I'll just ask you a question. Why isn't Braun Breaker on SummerSlam?
Because he's involved in another storyline right now, and that's it. Really, I don't have an answer for that.
Fair enough. Why isn't Carmelo Hayes on SummerSlam?
Same thing, man. He's just kind of in the middle there, bringing back Baron Corbin, kind of took his spotlight. Maybe that's where he should have been against Trick. I mean, the Trick Williams, Carmelo Hayes story is a long one, has a lot of substance there. It could have done really well on SummerSlam as well. But I think having Baron come back, he took a spot.
And the last, I'm not even I'll go back. I was going to ask you your opinion. I'm not going to go back and forth with it. Last one. What do you say when a lot of people, I'd say over 60% from the comments that I'm seeing, not just trolls, Coach, JD, all these guys are saying Triple H and Tony Khan, what they've done in the last year might be some of the worst wrestling and schizophrenic booking we've ever seen. And they're ruining wrestling and making it unwatchable. They say SmackDown is completely unwatchable. What do you say to them?
I think it's all a personal preference, really, in my own opinion. I mean, I don't agree with everything that I see. I don't agree with everything I see on Raw or SmackDown or AEW. But there are things that I do enjoy. And, again, it's all within what you consider good, right? It's all personal preference. And that's the beauty of wrestling, as far as I'm concerned. Something that you don't like, I might like. Something I don't like, you may like. It just all comes down to individual.
And really. Last question: where did the 1 million fans go in the last year? Why they turn off SmackDown? 2 million to 1 million, sometimes under 1 million views. The 5 lowest rated SmackDowns of all time are under Triple H's reign the last year. Why is that?
I think a lot of it has to do with the product not being up to what people are expecting. I think it has a lot to do with people being disengaged because of the lack of house shows and the lack of engagement in that sense as well. That was a big part of it. People were invested in that sense. oh, they're coming to the town, we need to watch a show, this and that. I think ticket prices also play a role in it from that perspective. And again, just other things are catching other people's attentions, and it's hard to keep everyone engaged, dude. Honestly, it's it for all of them. I mean, personal preference, really. That's what it comes down to.
I know. The one thing, personal preference, I agree with. But the thing is, when you're running a big business, it's not about personal. That's a problem. Tony Khan and Triple H, it's their personal preference. The problem is with their personal preference, you're making people hate the product. And you're
I get it. I get that, right? I mean, we're not in that chair. We can only sit here and just guess, right? Like, I don't know what happens backstage. I don't know what memos are being said.
Well, you can just watch Unreal, man. They're telling you right there in the creative room. It's all there.
They're telling you what they want to tell you, right? Like, I mean, there's a lot of shit in all these companies that we don't know.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Let's be honest, right? 90% of what we do is make predictions. We talk about what we see, but and we're also speculating because we don't have all that information. And
one last thing before we wrap this up.
Yeah.
Big thank you to Elon Musk, because without Elon Musk buying X, a lot of these guests that we've had on, we wouldn't have had. And when he said traditional media is gone, we are the media. Anybody on X, anybody who gets on a mic or messes with me, you are the media. You're the media. I'm the media. We're all the media now. But we don't have to turn on CNN or Fox News or CBC and let them tell you what to believe. We can just get on there and say what we believe, and then you can decide if we're full of crap or it's real. The only platform to have that. So thank you, Elon, because he's definitely opened a lot of doors for us, man.
There you go. Thank you, Elon. And thank you for everyone for tuning in and for listening to us.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, man. What a journey. We have SummerSlam this weekend. And remember, it starts at 3 p.m. on the West Coast, both days. So 3 p.m., 6 p.m. on the East Coast. So remember that if you want to tune in. The beauty of the Netflix world, you don't have to be there live if you're busy, and that's why I don't agree with the 2-day pay-per-view. It's just too much time. You're giving up 2 days right in the middle of the day. You know what I mean? Especially in the summertime with families and stuff. It makes it hard.
Wishing the best. I hope it's a good show. Let's see.
Let's find out. We'll find out, because I mean, this is going to be SummerSlam's entry against All In to determine who had the better summer, right? I mean, they're going second. So this is a big one for WWE, because whatever happens this weekend, AEW now has enough time to say, oh, okay, we can do this or something. And we'll see if they do. We'll see if they can pick up that ball. I'm Bobby Sampson. He's Mr. Chance Michaels.
And in the words of great AC/DC, those that download, subscribe to the podcast, we salute you.
We do salute you, everyone. Have a great week ahead. Enjoy SummerSlam. Enjoy the dog days of summer. Samp and Chance are out.
Samp and Chance, are you ready?